Hello and welcome to Vivacity at Home. I'm Kate. This is our cardiac rehab class. Just to emphasise the importance of this, if you haven't done your cardiac rehab with the nurses, please don't do this without asking their advice on it. Although it is suitable for cardiac rehab and I am a cardiac rehab trained instructor, you need to know that you are fine for doing this exercise. If you've gone through the phase 3 with the nurses, you're fine, carry on and do this. Same thing if you've got high blood pressure. Just make sure you do the full 15-minute warm-up because it's important to get your heart working properly and you won't feel out of breath or any chest pains. If you do, immediately notify your doctors about it. Okay, I'm Kate. We're going to start with our warm-up. We're going to do our warm-up without music and we will turn on music for the exercises. We've got 10 exercises, cardio, and then a recovery exercise. So you've got 5 cardio, 5 recovery exercises, which are going to work on a bit of strength. And we're going to do 2 circuits. If you do want a longer workout, do the 2 with me, turn it back to the beginning, and do them again for a longer workout. And that workout more or less an hour in total. We'll warm up and I'll cool down. So let's get going. Let's march our legs just to warm our bodies up, get the blood flowing to our toes. And we're going to do some upper body stretches as well. Just a gentle swing of the arms to start with, and then circle the shoulders. Get that upper body moving. Breathing. Okay, and the other way with those shoulders. Just loosen up the upper body. If you've got any pains, any tension in your neck, you want that to get going. Take an arm across your chest. Stretch out shoulder. Now, we will have music for the circuit, but it's important you do this without music because you'll always want to unconsciously move with a beat. And depending on your blood pressure, your medication, on how your heart is working, you may get a little bit breathless if you go too fast too soon and change arms. So if you are feeling a little bit breathless, just slow it down a little bit until you can breathe properly again. Okay, bring the arms out in front, round off the upper back. Give it a nice stretch between those shoulder blades. Take the arms behind. Now, you can either pull them behind, pull them out, stretching the chest, or you can place your hands into your lower back or your shoulder back. Whichever feels good for you. And we're going to stretch out our biceps, pushing our thumbs to the floor and pulling our arms back. You just stretch out the front of our arms without putting any pressure on wrists or elbows. Okay, give the wrists a little bit of a roll just to mobilise those joints. Now, what I should have said at the beginning is you could use some weights if you've got them, tin cans or water bottles filled up. For these exercises, if you don't have anything available, don't worry, you will be able to do it without. And we've also got a resistance band, which is an option if you've got one at home, fine. If you don't, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to go into our heel digs. Dig in those heels, tap them down so we're warming up our hamstrings, working on our balance. You can hold on to a chair if you're feeling a bit off balance, but you should be fine. Be careful how much you thump your feet down. You just want some nice heel digs to start with. Okay, and then go to some side taps. Tap out to the side. Warm up those inner and outer thighs, those hips. And we've got our star jumps later, so get ready for that. Oh, I've got some lovely exercises for you today. So just getting our heart rates rising nice and gently, nice and slowly, so we're in control of that movement. In control of how our body's reacting. And back taps. So you're tapping behind. Just a gentle toe tap. Be careful of how much you thump them down. Otherwise you'll end up with sore knees. Back to your heel digs, but this time you're going to add a bicep curl. I'm doing it with no weights and no nothing at the moment. Just nice steady movements, getting everything going. know it can be a bit dull just hearing my feet thump on the floor. But you want to start nice and gently, get everything moving, moving our bodies properly. Okay, side taps. Out to the sides. Hands only really want to come to shoulder height at this point. We don't want to raise our hands too high until our heart is fully warmed up, because our hearts have to work harder to get the blood to our fingertips. And if you do need to do stuff above your head, try moving your legs, especially if you're doing it from feeling completely cold, ain't it washing. You might just want to do a little step every so often, get the blood pumping up there. Okay, back taps. Tap behind, raise the hands in front. Remember, you don't have to go high. You can bring them to chest height. And if you start to feel a little pressure on your chest, you're going too high, you don't necessarily want that. So you keep them lower down. So hopefully your glutes. Breathe. Nice and steady the whole time. Okay. So we're going to go back to heel links. So we're going to add some lower body stretches this time. Make sure that body's nice and stretched out as well as your heart rate is being raised. Okay, bring one leg in front, lean forward from the hip, either use a chair, wall, or your bent knee for support. Stretch the back of the thigh out, so inside, looks like this. And change legs. So again, you stretch the back of that thigh, getting it ready and warm. Back to our side taps, arms out. Warming up our shoulders as well, because we will have a bit of shoulder exercise going on. Breathe the entire time. Okay, this time I want you to take a leg out to the side, stretch the inner thigh. So you're stretching all the muscles down the inner thigh. Again, you can use a chair if you're feeling unbalanced, or your feet sliding on whatever surface you are. Try not to be on something too slippy though, or make sure your shoes aren't going to slip too much. And then change sides. So you're stretching the other inner thigh. Okay, back taps. Tap those toes behind, hands come up. I know it sort of looks like on the screen my hands are coming really high. That's just the angle of the camera. I'm actually only bringing them up to shoulder height. But when I'm head on, it looks like they're coming much higher. So those heel digs down. Sorry, those toe taps behind. Then we're going to go for our calf stretch. You take the foot behind, put the heel to the floor, hips face forward, stretch out your calf. So you'll probably see my reflection in the mirror anyway, but your heel is down to the floor, pushed, stretching your calf, knee over ankle. And having a nice strong and stretched calf will actually help your heart, because it allows the blood flow back to our heart much easier. It doesn't have to work so hard to pump the blood all the way down and back up again. Okay, change legs. That's why you will often see calf exercises in cardiac rehab classes. Haven't got one today, but you never know what might come later. So really stretch your calf. Okay, back to a nice little arch. Get your arms going, get the blood pumping. We've got one more lower body stretch to do. Then we're going to do all our warm-up moves again, but a little bit more intense to make sure we're ready for our circuit. Right, I'm going to use the chair to hold on to. Now you can just bend your knee, push your hip forwards. If you're a bit more flexible than that, but not fully flexible, you can hold on up to your trousers. If you're more flexible, you can hold on to your foot, push your hip forward, stretching out your thigh. Okay, stretch out that muscle, and then other leg. Take the foot forward, the foot back, hip forward, stretch the front of the legs. You've still got the option of holding onto the trousers or just bending the knee, pushing the hip forward to get a little bit of stretch in front of that thigh. Okay, get that out of the way a bit. And back to our heel digs, bicep curls. I want you to make this very determined this time. This is our last round of warm-up. So we should be able to get a little bit more out of our bodies. Digging those heels in, working our hearts and lungs in a good, healthy way. When we work them, strongly get, as long as we do it correctly. So you can go a little bit faster if you're ready, if you start to feel breathless in the back way. Slow it down again. Out to the side, so those side taps. Warm up those bodies. And again, you can make the movements bigger, or you can make them faster. We don't want to jump yet because that's your first exercise. Big hint. You might find yourself puffing a little bit more, that's fine. You're supposed to be at this point. And back taps. So again, you make them bigger. That can make the effort more. You'll be free to raise your hands a little bit more, or you can go quicker. Some of us can't go deeper because we're a bit tight. Some of us can't go faster because our balance isn't great. But you can increase your effort, whatever level you're at. Okay, we're nearly through our warm-up. Keep going. Okay, so I want you just to march, so we keep our heart rates up. So as I said, we've got 10 exercises. We're going to do 2 circuits. If you want a long workout, go back to the beginning of the circuits. Not the warm-up, you don't need to do that again. Back to the beginning of the circuits and play it again through, and that'll get you more or less an hour workout. Okay, so I've got a chair for balance in case I need it. Weights on the chair and a band. You keep marching. I'm just going to turn the music off and my timer. And we'll get going. Okay, so our first exercise is our star jump. So you can either do the side taps, you can go for the full star jump. It's up to you what your knees want, what your body and the area that you're doing this in will take. So into our star jumps. Side taps, arm movements. We're doing a minute on each exercise. Get your heart rate pumping. So this follows the format of a minute cardio, a minute of recovery. Sometimes this is a strength exercise, sometimes it's a low level exercise, or a toning exercise. Keep it going. Breathe. Nice big movements. A few more seconds, 10 more to go on this exercise. Remember you can. And if you're not ready for that yet, maybe second round. Okay, grab your weights, your water bottles, your carabines. We go for heel digs, bicep curls. We don't want to go fast with this. This is a recovery exercise. You just want to keep your legs moving a little bit, or the big muscles in your legs at the very least, to keep the blood pumping so we don't slow our heart rate too much and you feel too much relief when we come to the next exercise. So we're doing some leg movement as well as some arm movement. And if you want both of them going back, slightly back, you can do one at a time, anywhere you like. So if you've got a band, you'll need it for the next exercise, but I'm going to show you a non-banded exercise first. 10 more seconds. Nice and controlled. Okay, put your weights down. If you're going on the floor, try not to drop them, but I'd rather you have it on a surface. Okay, so band. We're going to do a march. If you haven't got a band available, just pull the hands out, lifting the knees. If you have got a band, We're going to do the same thing, but with some resistance. This band's a little bit floppy anyway. Let's go this way. There we go. Pull them apart. Lift those knees. One more. Make it bigger. Work the upper body. Can we feel our heart rate raising? Feel our body's getting warmer? Keep it going. Oh, I can feel this in my chest today. This is a strong old band. 10 seconds more. Okay, nice and simple. We're just going to go to a squat now, but nice and slow. We're going to control it. Down and up. If you feel you can't do this properly, or you're struggling, you can go for a small amount. Or you can have it on a chair, and you can sit down on the chair and stand up. Okay, let's keep going. So down and up. So it's a recovery exercise. We're not moving our feet, but we are moving our legs. Nice and toned, nice and strong. Keep it going. It's surprising how quick these circuits go. We're nearly halfway through already. So down and breathe. Keep it going. Sit into your heels. Okay. Spotty dogs. I know you love spotty dogs. So you can do just a tap. Opposite arm and legs working, or you can go into your jumping motion. It's what you want to do. You've got really hard floors. You might want to stick to the tapping version. But if not, go for it. We're in our workout now. So you can go as hard or as softly as you want to, but I want you to push yourself. Just a little. You don't push, we don't improve. Keep going. I should feel it's now getting a little overly warm now. Okay, our next exercise is our torso twist. So if you've got a weight, a can of beans, a water bottle, further out you hold it, the harder it's going to be. Keep your hips pointing forwards and twist. So this is going to work our abs, our core. Work all our abdominal muscles. Keep it going. So you don't want your hips to twist because it all goes into your knees. Keep your hips facing forwards. That way we work our abs. The further out the weight is, the harder it is on our upper bodies. The more we're working our shoulders and our biceps. Keep it going. Okay, jog on the spot. Now, if your knees don't take it, you've got bad feet, you can just do a big march, lifting those knees up high, working those arms. But if not, you can go for a jog on the spot, or if you've got space, you can go all around your room, you can just run around. If anybody looks through your window, they might think you're a bit weird. Believe me, they think that of me all the time. So just have that jog on the spot, as fast or as slow as you need to. Just be careful not to thump your feet. I don't want anybody complaining to their bed or their knees. You can barely hear my feet. And that's not because the volume's down or my music's loud. It's because I'm not making a lot of noise. Yes, the trains help. Well, that's not the only reason. Okay, our next exercise. Okay, this is the one that can confuse. So we're going to go for a side raise and a knee lift. So side raise and knee lift. Working on balance, lifting to the side. I couldn't get my own writing there. Keep it going, lift and down. I write it down so I know I'm not making you do the wrong thing at the wrong time. You don't have to go heavy weights. If it gets too much, get rid of them. Water bottles, cans. It will still tone your shoulders and be a recovery move, even if you don't use these. Nearly through this one. Okay. Put the weights down, and we're going for our final cardio in this round, which is a leg curl. Pull the arms back. So you can stay here, or you can jog it. Up to you. I'm going to stick with this one. You can make the action bigger to increase your effort. It's all about you feeling these movements. Keep it going. You're curling those heels towards your glutes. Hopefully you're feeling like your heart rate is going up. Why not? Keep those legs curling. Keep it strong. Okay, the other move that tends to confuse people, we're going, again with our dumbbells as we've got them, front raise side tap. Try not to let the weight drag you forwards, you want to tap to the sides. You don't want to go really heavy with these. Really these 2.5s are as much as you want to do for a cardiac rehab session. That's not to say you can't do heavier if you're doing a weight session. You have to be careful how you set those up. You need to do a cardiac warm-up first, 15 minutes minimum, and you need to, after you've done your cardiac warm-up, an actual 10-minute cool down before you do anything laying, 5 minutes before you do weights of any other sort. And if you're lifting your hands above your head, you will need to move your legs. None of that is wrong unless you've been told different. Okay, back to the beginning of our circuit. Star jumps. Yeah, so unless you've been told differently by your cardiac nurse or your doctor or your surgeon, putting your hands above your head is not a problem. You just need to keep your legs moving to help that blood pump as well. Muscles also act as pumps to help blood flow. So if you're not moving them, the heart has to work so much harder. Remember your option, full star jumps, if you want them. Keep it going. This is round 2. Okay, bicep curls, heel digs. So remember, we're not rushing to this. We're just doing some nice heel digs, some bicep curls. So keeping our bodies nice and tall, keeping our legs going. We don't want to go super fast with this. This is your recovery move. What we're doing is we're getting some little peaks and troughs. So your heart rate goes up and down and up and down. This helps build the strength in there. If you're further along with your cardiac recovery, you can go a bit faster so you don't go into the peaks and the troughs so much. But if you are fresh out of your cardiac rehab with the cardiac nurses, you might want to take it down in these gaps. Or if you haven't done it for a while, it's probably best to start here again. Okay, weights down. If you've got a band, use it. If not, just do the arm actions. We're going for our march. These bands anyway. Our march and our pull. All resistance bands would work for this. This is the one I've got available today, which will handle on. You don't need handles. Normally the darker the colour, the harder they are. But this is a cardio exercise. So you want big leg movements, big pulls. You need to go faster. It depends on your coordination. Mine works better at this speed. I'm being hard on myself. I'm using this band double thickness, which is an option if you want it. Okay, next exercise is our squat. So nice and controlled, squat down and rise. If you want it a little bit harder, you can hold a weight, but you just want to hold it into your chest. You're not going to shoot it up or anything. We're just doing our squat and our lift. Squat and lift. I always do this with my hands when I'm squatting, don't ask me why. You can keep your hands on your hips. You can keep your hands out the whole time. Do whatever's good for you. You are like me. Do a little arm movement. I don't know. Okay, keep it going. Weight through your heels. When you're at the bottom, you should always see your toes beyond your knees. And I also want you to not drop your knees in together. Try and keep them out. Both of those things, knee forward, knees together, will make your knees hurt. That means the knee is taking all your body weight. You want the big muscles to do the weight. Your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads, your calf. Okay, so we're into our spotty dog now. So opposite arm and leg. Remember your option is to do that spotty dog. You can always set it up, put more effort in. Keep those legs moving. Keep that body going. Keep that heart rate building. Remember, this is our second round. If you're only doing this workout with me today, it means we're nearly done. If you want a longer session, take it back to the start of this. That was the first circuit. Obviously, if this is your second time through, don't. You don't want to go on forever. Okay, so we are going to our torso twist now. So, knees soft, hips facing forwards, weight only as far as you can hold it the whole time. Take the arms one side, torso the other. Twist that body. Weight only wants to be shoulder height. Go up here, it's going to hurt your shoulders. So you're going to do that twist and that twist. Keep those hips pointing forwards. And breathe. Keep breathing. I mean, if you don't have cardiac issues, this is still a good cardio exercise for you. We can always do it with a nice long warm up, make sure our muscles are warm. So if you don't have any heart problems, then this is fine for you still. Okay, so we are now on to our jog and squat. So again, if you can't jog, if it hurts, feet, knees, hips, you can just do a nice big march. Just make sure the arms and legs are moving. But if you can, jog nice and gently, and then you can go around the room. I've only got some space where I don't cut my head off from the view. So run those legs. You listen very carefully, you can feel my feet going, but I thump it. If you're making lots of noise, then you're going flat-footed. And that can hurt your joints. You want to try and go for the balls of your feet and roll to your knees. 5 more seconds on this exercise. Okay, grab your weights. And we go to the confusing ones. So, you're going to go for that knee lift, side raise. So you're lifting the elbows, lifting one knee. You can't lift both knees unless you can fly. I haven't managed that yet. Keep it going. But remember, this is a recovery move, so we're not going fast, 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 fast. We're nice and steady with this. You're working on your balance. You're working on your shoulder tone. And some coordination going on. Oh, nearly done with this one. 10 seconds left. Okay, weights down. That chair's handy for that. And we've got our leg curls. Our leg curls, arms back. Remember, you can go into what's referred to as butt kick. Butt kick. This is enough. Make this big. You can get this moving quickly. Get your heart rate up without having to go for the impact versions of exercises. Cut it back. So we've got one more exercise. If you're just doing the 2 circuits. Or one more if you're on the last round of the 4 circuits. Keep those heels curling back. Less than 10 seconds to go. And there's no more cardio for today. You can go for a walk if you want. Okay, final recovery exercise. So we're going to go front lift, side tap. Again, we're in control. We're not pushing this fast. We're being nice and controlled. Keep your core braced. If you need water, take a drink when you need it. You don't have to work to the end. We're nearly there. Oh, this is getting tough on my shoulders. I'm sure I could have found a land to it. But 2s, 2.5s are as high, hard and heavy as you want to go. It is a recovery move. Yes, it is tiny, but you don't want heavy, heavy weight. Okay. So, march your legs. We're going to go to our cool down. I'm actually going to turn this into some cool down music. Just do some nice, gentle cool down music. And you're just going to march. Allow your heart rate to recover. Now this is going to look very similar to the beginning, but sort of the other way around except this bit. Okay, so we're marching, we're walking, we're slowing our heart rate down, turning our breathing to normal. And then you're going to take one arm across your chest. Stretch out the shoulder, so we don't end up with tight shoulders from all those front raises and side raises and back pulls. But even if you're just holding your arm up for a minute and pulling apart, it's going to ache. Okay, change sides, so other arm across, stretch out the other shoulder. Keep those legs marching. Breathe. Okay, bring the arms in front, round off the back, stretch between the shoulders. Any of these stretches are too much for anything, just miss out that one and come on to the next one. Take the arms behind. Now you can either pull them back, or you can place them into your lower back, pull your shoulders back, whichever's good for you. Breathe. Then push your thumbs behind and stretch out your biceps. Okay, heel doing for bicep curls now. You should feel that your breathing's returning to normal. Your heart rate's probably still going at this point. You haven't stopped after all. Not completely. We're just slowing everything down nice and gently. Getting ready to come to a stop. Okay, side taps, so out to the sides. So we're not doing big, fast movements now. We're just ensuring muscles still helping pump that blood around. It's not all dropping into our legs, so our heart hasn't got to work harder to keep it pumping around our bodies. And you're breathing the entire time. Okay, back taps. Tap behind, tap the toes. So you're reaching forwards, but keep the arms again, not going up your shoulders. Mine are actually at heart level, which is ideal. But again, your heart has to work harder to get that blood pump to your fingers when they're going over your heart. We want to calm it down now. Okay, back to heel dips. Nice and gentle. Breathe. So we're going to add our stretches in now. Catch the mic. Got out of sync now. There we go. Okay, bring one leg forwards. Lean forward from the hip, stretch the back of the thigh, hold on to the bent knee, stretch the back of that leg. If you can feel it down the back of the hamstring, probably not as intense as when we warmed up because the muscles are now warm, so they might be able to go deeper. But make sure you're fully supported by chair, your thigh, your balance. Change sides, so other leg in front, lean forward from the hip. Stretch the back of the leg. Breathe the whole time. You put your toe towards you a little bit more, and you might feel it more intensely. Okay, side taps. So you're tapping out to the side. You don't have to go hugely wide. You just want to work all the muscles inside of the hips, so in the thighs. Muscles in our shoulders, the sides of our bodies. Okay, take one leg out to the side, stretch the inner thigh. Feel that lovely stretch. And change legs. So other inner thigh. Feel that nice deep stretch in those muscles. Be careful if you're sliding like I am. Haven't done that yet today. Right, back taps. So tap behind. Tap those toes back. So we're just gently slowing down our bodies. Okay, take a foot behind, push your heel to the floor, so we're going to our calf stretch. So you're pushing that heel down, body's nice and upright. You can just try pushing your hip forward, you might feel that deep stretch in the front of your hip, depending on where you're tight. You're just going to breathe. So calf muscles, as I said in the warm-up, are very important for heart health. They help push all the blood back up to our heart so it doesn't have to work so hard. So healthy calves, healthy heart. And change sides. So other heel to the floor. Give you a bit of stretch. Then just nice little march. We've got to stretch the front of our thighs, our shins. Okay, so use a chair, a wall, or if you're fine, nothing. you can bend your knee, push your hip forwards. You can hold on to the bottom of your trousers or use your band to give the leg a pull. Or if you're flexible enough, take the leg behind, push the hip forward, stretch the front of the thigh. And breathe. Okay, let the leg go and change sides. So again, you can bend the knee, use a band, hold on, push that hip forwards. Okay, just a little march to finish off with. If you're still feeling like your heart is racing, if you do wear a heart rate monitor and it still says that your heart rate is quite high for you, you should have been given a release form or have access to your heart rate ranges from your cardiac rehab. And if you've not, if you're recently out of it, just bear in mind those. If you need your heart rate to slow a bit more before you stop, have a little walk round. Same thing as if you stop and you start feeling dizzy. Again, have a little walk round until you feel normal, until your heart rate has lowered some more. If this continues to be an issue, I would go to your doctor and get checked. I know it's difficult at these times, but it's best for you just to get these things checked. Okay, thank you for joining me today. As I said, you can make this longer by repeating the circuits. Just do it before you do the cool down, otherwise you've got to do the warm up again. Watch out on our website, on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel for more workouts, both health and wellbeing and regular classes. And I hope to see you soon. Thank you.